Hello everybody. Today we shall study the lesson A Baker from Goa. This lesson revolves around the relevance of a baker in the Goan culture which dates back to the time when Portuguese ruled over the city of Goa. This is also a pen portrait of the traditional Goan village and the society of Goa. A Baker from Goa revolves around the relevance of a baker in Goan culture. The Portuguese may have left, but it has left a lot of things behind, especially the bread makers continue to have an inevitable stature. In this story, the author recalls his childhood days and his excitement on seeing the baker, when they were enthusiastically to the point that they would run after them. This lesson also takes back to the time when Portuguese ruled Goa. They're immensely famous for their breads. The narrator often finds his elders thinking about those golden old days and telling them that the famous breads dated back to the time of when Portuguese ruled over Goa. They ponder over the past and tell them though the Portuguese have left Goa, but the bakers of bread still exist. If not the original ones, their legacies is being continued by their sons. The bakers are still being referred as fathers. Everything about the baking is still the same, ranging from those mold the bread loaves to the furnace which have survived the ravages of time. The sound of their arrival and the thud of their bamboo sticks can still be heard just like the olden days. The narrator recalls that the bakers acted as their friend and companion during their childhood days in Goa. The baker used to visit twice a day, once while he was on the round to sell his loaves, and other time while he was returning with his empty baskets having sold all the loaves. It was the sound of his bamboo sticks that woke the children up. The children were so excited to meet him and choose from the bread bangles or the concon he made specially for them. While the bangles were for children, loaves were for the adults that were generally collected by the maidservants of the household. The baker often made a musical entry with his bamboo sticks. His one hand supported the basket on his head, while the other hand bangled the bamboo on the ground. He would go house to house and greet the ladies before handing them over the loaves. The parents would scold the children and make them stand aside. But as eager as they were, they would climb a bench or the wall to peep into the basket. They did not even bother to brush their teeth before having those bread bangles, because it seems unnecessary to effort for them to pluck mango leaves from the branches to use them for brushing their teeth. They considered brushing unnecessary because the hot tea would effortlessly wash their mouth, and they thought that animals like a tiger never brush their teeth. So it's so funny that side. Bread is an important part of Goan culture and is evident from its presence at every important occasion. From sweetbreads at marriages to sandwiches at engagement parties and cakes and coconut cookies at Christmas as well as on other occasions make the presence of bakers in every village very essential. Bakers were known to have worn unique knee-length frock dresses, typical of frock length, typically known as kabai. In the narrator's childhood days, he had seen them wearing shirts and pants whose length was shorter than the usual ones. It was a part of their identity, so much so that even if someone wears that trouser length now, he's said to have dressed like a baker or a padar, as was said in olden times. So the legacy still continues. The baker usually collected his bills at the end of the accounts used to be recorded on the same wall, and all the profits and other rest of the things were recorded in olden days. He and his family and his servants always looked very plump, fat, and had a very fat physique, maybe of having a lot of bread. But the baker's family, they were always usually seemed to be happy, content, and joyful. Those were the old golden days when there was no hurt for money or just run after for money, but still they were content with what they were having. Traditions are continued from one generation to other, and sometimes we leave the old generations and switch on to a new generation, but we don't forget them. We try to have a bit of those culture and tradition with us. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.